Okay, everybody, I am live as opposed to being dead, but I am alive here. Hey, Jason Bandy, good to see you, man. Hello to you. We're going to do some chatting here in a few minutes as we go live. I'm going to bring you up to date on a few things. And just to say hello to everyone, to let you know what's coming. We've got, it's a Thanksgiving month. Hey, Nancy Tolliver says, hi there. Hi, Nancy. It's good to hear from you today. I figured you'd be up and about, although I thought maybe you might be out shopping produce at our favorite place, and you know where I'm talking about. But anyway, let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and go silent for a minute. Hey, Jacob, how you guys doing? Tell Amanda I said hello, and I'll be back on here in a minute as soon as we go live. So I'm going to mute my mic up while I aggravate everybody here. Okay, getting ready to go live in about 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and blast off. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Dave. How you doing today?
Look at the beautiful day we've got going on out there. I tell you,
know.
It's
Absolutely gorgeous.
that's a shot from WKDZ WeatherCam over at Katie's at I believe it's I-24 and 6880, that intersection, and you can see traffic's moving along. A beautiful day. I'm going to do some checking around here, see if I can go over to the radar. And here we are. and you can see that it is a lovely day. No precip close by, although we do have a little bit. Back here to the west, over around, let's see here, Topeka and Kansas City, and it's not much. What is that from, Mark?
That's a little bit of a warm front that's draped down across that way. From the next system, it'll be coming in, but that system won't be getting here probably until Wednesday
Okay. Well,
for our
and
region anyway.
would that be a cold front getting ready to
That
head
will
in?
be a cold front heading in for Wednesday. It'll be slow moving. It'll take a couple of days to work its way all the way through. But by Friday, we'll be back down with highs in the 50s again.
Yeah, and in between now and then, it's going to get kind of warm out there. Not too warm, really. It's just warmer than what we have been. Let's see who we got on with us. Hey, Jacob says, Amanda, sorry she's not on. Summer is sick. Her daughter's sick. Well, I hate to hear that. I hope she gets to feeling better. And Shelly Workman's on, says, hi, y'all. And Jacob says, hey, Shelly. And I say, hey, Shelly, it's good to see you guys. Ann Shelton says, good, beautiful Saturday, boy, isn't it? I'm going to go back out here. Let's look at some of these cameras we've got.
And hello, Donna Tate, my cousin from Charleston, West Virginia. Good to see you.
Yeah. And Becky sings 59. I have to hear you sing that one of these days. That might be an interesting story of another kind. I'm going to switch over. We got a little bit different feature here. I'm going to try it. Supposedly, I can take our big heads out of this picture, and we can actually see the weather cams that everybody else can see. So I'm going to go to my favorite place. I'm going to go to our UT Martin camera, and then I'm going to try taking us out. Can you still hear me?
I still hear you fine. Hopefully everyone out there can hear you.
Oh, yeah.
Give a yell on the chat if you can still hear us.
Yeah. Definitely let us know if you can still hear us. Boy, isn't it a gorgeous day out there, everybody. I'm really enjoying seeing you guys. Becky Freeman, that is, hey, Dave. And Shelly Workman says, yep, she can hear us. Excuse me.
Excellent.
Yeah, so this is a way of being able to show you guys the full picture of what we're seeing. And Ann Shelton says she can hear us fine. That's a good thing. As you can tell, it's 71 degrees. So, gosh, what a beautiful Saturday morning. If you're getting up and you're watching cartoons on TV. Oh, wait a minute. They don't do that anymore, do they? No cartoons like they used to be. I used to watch Bugs Bunny. And let's see, who else do we watch? One of my favorites was Speedy Gonzales.
Yeah, and never forget, Dave, it's duck season.
It is. Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting wabbits. So anyway, sorry about that. It was a pretty poor imitation of Elmer Fudd. Heartland Express. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. I love those clouds. That's altocumulus clouds. The altocumulus clouds are these right here. I don't know if you can see my cursor or not. I'll try to move a little slower. Yeah, I just barely can see it. But anyway, it's altocumulus. And the way they are right now, I don't think they really mean anything much, but it's 71 degrees there. So out to the west, it is still gorgeous. That's in Missouri. Let's see where else we got in Missouri we can look at. Let's try White Oak. Yeah, we got some colors there, but can't really seem to because the sun's at an opposite angle. There's still some of those altocumulus clouds, probably the same ones we saw on the other Missouri camera. And but yeah, I think we'll all agree it's a nice day. That one temperature is at 40.5 degrees. That's probably, I don't know. That is kind of in a forested area, maybe up a little higher elevation. It might be that, but I don't know. So as we look around, we have nothing in our area. There is one other place I want to show you guys that had come back up. I don't know if it's still up or not, but that was that Florence camera. And that's Luca, Mississippi here that I'm trying to call up. It doesn't want to come up. There it is. Oh, yeah. Isn't that a nice little town? Yucca, Mississippi, I think is where that is. And I think it is a beautiful, beautiful little town. Quiet Saturday morning out there, peaceful. All seems to be right with the world. But I don't see our Florence camera up right now. That was... it was right up in here, and it was showing the river and stuff, and it looks like it's down right now, so maybe it'll be back up at some point in the future. But anyway, let's talk a little bit about what's coming. I want to take a little bit of a look at the satellite. And again, you see the scattered clouds around here and there. We had some this morning over Hopkinsville. They've since moved on to the northeast, some back up towards Madisonville. You see some clouds. But all in all, it's still a nice Saturday morning, peaceful, quiet, my kind of weather and my kind of day. So I'm going to back on out a little further. Well, it looks great out there overall, except for where the showers are back around Kansas City. So, yeah, we're doing good overall. I think that they're going to have to increase somewhat before we start getting much in the way of showers, and I do believe that will happen. I'm going to take a look at the models real fast. Let's look at the HRR. HRR. Yeah, it's not much. I don't see anything to mount to anything. Let's see, we'll show them all, and we'll put it into motion. This is the experimental future radar. And again, I think this is this is the temperature. So let's get off of that part. Let's go to what I think would be the precip. We'll see if we can see any of that coming up. And so now we're in motion. This is 11:05, which is, what is that, today? No, that's tomorrow. And still nothing, so we don't see anything, any kind of precipitation in the next couple of days in our area. Let's try one more thing. Let's see if we can see anything. Try wind gust. And I see no major wind gust to mount to anything. It doesn't seem to be too big of a deal. I'm going to put it in motion. Yeah, even the winds are not going to be very big, kind of light and variable. So let's go ahead and get back off of this. I'm going to try something different. Let's go to forecast. This is the dew point. Let's see about precip. If there's anything in our future out there by this model. And no, I think we're wasting our time looking at the models on this stuff. So I'm just going to get off this. Let's go back to our radar. And we'll look at the national radar. Again, nothing out there to speak of. I do want to go out and look. Well, you know, I think we had a few new cameras come up down here. Let's see this one down here at Winchester. I have been there, and boy, that's nice. Some spider webs are on the lens. That's not really clouds moving that fast. That's spider webs on the lens. That's what I say. We're going to be in trouble. But we do have a contrail up here that's coming into the picture. Unless that's something else more. No, that's not. I'm just joking, you guys. That's not even something to joke about. But
Nope.
This is a nice place. I've been to Winchester, and it's a nice little town. It's been a long time, but it is nice. 61 or 68.1 degrees there. All right. So what do we think is going to happen? First of all, let me go back to chat and let's see what everybody else is saying. Ann Shelton, she watches Bullwinkle. Let me get this back up here on radar. Hang on here just a second. There we are. Hey, Mark.
Yeah.
Now I can see you. I can see everybody. But yeah, we're looking at a couple of things happening. First of all, I think that we'll be in a period of tranquil weather up until about, I don't know, maybe Wednesday evening into Thursday. We'll have a little spattering of showers and stuff around the area. Not going to be widespread or anything to start with. But that's a little low that's going to be coming in this way. And then I think behind it, it's going to be dragging a cold front that'll get in here, I think, maybe Thursday afternoon. That cold front could come on in. and then by Friday, well, let's just back up a little bit. In between now and then, we may get up to about 70, maybe a little bit better than that by, what, I think Wednesday or Thursday. And,
Right, Wednesday or Thursday, we should be up in the mid 70s.
And then once that front gets through, our temperature's going to drop back down into the upper 50s and low 60s, kind of like what we have seen, which I don't mind that. Actually, I've kind of gotten used to the cooler weather. It feels good and refreshing. You go outside and say, whew, what a great day, you know. But anyway,
You know, one thing I don't like?
what's that?
Scraping frost off my windshield in the morning.
Yeah, unless you've got an auto start like I got. I got one of those little click buttons that start my vehicle. But I got to remember to leave the defrost on at night when I stop it. And then I go out in the morning. You know, the first time I had an automatic start, you know what happened? I was out working in a flower bed. I had just gotten this truck that I've got. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, it started up by itself. And I began to think, this thing's something's wrong with this. So I go back up, open the door, trying to figure out what's going on. And I accidentally hit the brake, and it stopped. I thought, well, now that's the strangest thing I ever saw. So then I go back to work on the flower bed, it does it again. I said, good grief. So I go back up there, and then I found this remote in my pocket. And I guess I hit it, and it was just starting up. But I'd never experienced a remote start before, you know. So anyway, it was kind of funny at the time. You had to be there. Let's see here. Chuck Jenkins says, okay, I'm subscribed. So where's my window sticker? So Amy, that's a question for you. Amy's in here in the studio with us. So yeah, Amy will get that for you, Chuck. I can guarantee you she will give you what's coming to you. But anyway, Sandy Christian says, hey, David and Mark, hope y'all have a great day. And thank you, Sandy. It means a lot. It already is a great day because I get to come on here and see you guys. You might notice a little bit different color in the background there. We changed it to more of a November look to it, a little bit more orange and yellow, the way the leaves are. And we have seen more yellow this year, so we had cloudy skies at the time it needed it. And Mark, you'll vouch for that. We were speaking the other day when we were out and shooting some video, and yeah, it was a lot more yellows out there, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Didn't see many reds. Of course, you know, species of the trees has a lot to do with that. But the reds we did see were a little bit more subdued, a little bit more dull compared to the yellows.
Yep, that's right. And so that backs up the theory, excuse me, of what we were saying, that if you have more sun in the fall, you get more reds. If you have more clouds, you get more yellows. So in our area, we happen to have a lot more clouds, seems like. And so we did get some reds, but not as much as you would see normally.
Right. And James Dallworth, yes, rain probably around Thursday.
Yeah, and you know, I don't see a whole lot of moisture coming in ahead of that front. Although at one time they were saying, "Oh, it's going to get a chance for heavy rain," but it doesn't look like that now. I think it's going to be one of those days where it's going to be kind of cloudy and may stay kind of cloudy into the weekend. I think there's a secondary front coming in, isn't that right? At some point over the weekend.
Yeah. Looking at that, not looking at anything really big coming in as far as rain and stuff, probably till toward mid-month.
Right. And at that point, towards mid-month, I think we'll see a pretty significant storm. And I'll be honest with you guys, I'm watching some of these. We're in a pattern where it's up and down. We're going to go through a period of cold, and we'll come back and get a period of warmth. And, let's see, let me get my glasses on. Somebody subscribe, because I get a little music in my ear every time somebody subscribes. This is from Dane Wood has subscribed. He is now a member of our tribe, Watchers of the Wind. And let's see, Tiff7182 subscribed just a few minutes ago. She's also a member of the Watchers of the Wind tribe, which if you go on to our Facebook page, you will find that there's a page in there that's specifically for those who subscribe that are Watchers of the Wind. You'll also be able to get a decal that goes on the back of your car, and I'll show you what it looks like so you guys can see this. Okay, here we go. This is what it would look like, the decal looks like. I'm having a hard time figuring out. Okay, here we go. Watchers of the Wind. That's the decal and the logo for the subscribers. And so now you can say you're a part of something special, and you are. Anybody that's on here, in fact, all you guys are special to me. But I think most of you are subscribers, and and I really appreciate that. Hey, Chuck, Amy says she's going to get you your decal and even put it on for you. Oh, my goodness. You better take her up on that. You know, she got some long arms. She could probably get that decal on really good. A lot better than you and I could. But anyway. Hey, Jackie Mathis says hello. Hi, Jackie. And Tony Harris says, Amy, I need my sticker also. Thank you. So, Amy, hey, if you haven't sent that email, Tony, that's what you need to do so she can get you on the list and get those decals in for you. And she can send that to you, tell you all the details on how to get it. So, anyway. Hey, Amanda Canup came on and says, hi, guys, on a very beautiful day. It is a beautiful day. I'm sorry Summer's sick, but, you know, get her well and then get out there and enjoy this beautiful weather. Marion Lois says, hey, David. And, hey, guys, I really appreciate you being on here on this Saturday morning. It means a lot, and we're trying to get up to 3,000 subscribers. And I've already had 2 this morning. At one point, it was... I don't know, we stuck at 2,700 and some odd for a while. Then we got up to 28. And now we're only, how many, we're now, let's see, it's 2,983 subscribers, and that would make us 17 away. We need 17 more subscribers, and we'll hit the magic 3,000 mark. And so those of you who are looking at the wanting to get the decal, Amy has responded in the chat there to tell you how to do it. She's even put up the email address you can send the information to, and we'll work on getting that for you. So if you haven't heard from her in just a few days, just let me know or let her know, or send her a nasty email. That's what you need to do, you know. But don't be too nasty to her. She's really a nice person. I think a lot of Amy. She works hard here to try to make sure everybody's happy. And she also helps me with the online store. We're trying to get that up and going. It takes a while to get all this stuff together, though. I tell you, it's a lot more work than I anticipated, and I hope that you guys will enjoy some of the things. I am going to put out the snow cream booklet, the snow cream recipe booklet. And it's got all kinds of neat stuff in there. I'm still putting it together. And let's see, Sandy Christian says she hasn't got her decal yet, so hopefully you guys have responded to that email. That's how we keep up with everyone. So if you haven't responded to that email, get on that. David Powell, Weather and Wisdom at gmail.com. And then give us your address and your contact and how we can get in touch with you. And she'll send you all the details on how to get this. It is very popular. Got a lot of vehicles now starting to show up with that on their back windows. I kind of think that's neat. You know, you're driving down the road and you watches the wind decal on the car in front of you. Say, hey, that is a good person right there. You know, it is nice to have people who really enjoy that kind of thing, and I enjoy seeing it out and talking to you guys. We've been away for a little while. I'm working on a story with the Monarch butterflies. I'm really concerned about that butterfly. And why would I be concerned? Well, because it is a big pollinator. And, you know, it's got some strange things that I'm going to tell you about on how it works and how it reacts, how it migrates. You know, normally in the fall of the year, starting usually around August, maybe in September, I used to see bunches and bunches of monarchs migrating southward. If you look at them, they're always flying south, getting ready to winter because they can't take the cold here in Kentucky, and so they migrate to Mexico. But they go to a specific tree in Mexico. Let's see, how do I pronounce it? Osmail tree. I don't know what kind of tree it is, but that's what it's called, Osmail. And so they spend the winter on that particular section where it has those trees. And it started out, they would have about 45 acres of those trees. Now it's down to about 5 acres. And there's been I saw a statistic from U.S. Fish and Wildlife said a couple of years ago, there was 1 billion monarchs that died off. And boy, it broke my heart. Now, there's still a lot out there. The ones that are out west, in other words, west of the Rocky Mountains, they migrate to oh, I forgot the name of the town in California. It's down in Southern California. And they also feed on the eucalyptus tree. So they'll fly down there and they'll winter on the eucalyptus. And then in the springtime, they'll move back north. They don't have as far of a flight as those that are in the eastern United States that travel all the way down to Mexico. But anyway, a lot of things have gone to hurt that population. Part of it is that people have wiped out the milkweed plant pretty much. And that's the only plant that the monarch caterpillar feeds on when it's summertime around here. So they're now trying to get milkweed restored. You can get the seeds online. A lot of times you can look at Walmart, I think had them. Amazon's definitely got them. I've got some that I got from Amazon. And you really need to plant them in the fall so that they can overwinter. And then in spring, they'll sprout and come up. And next thing you know, you'll have monarch butterflies all in your backyard, which, hey, I don't mind that. They're beautiful butterfly. But anyway, I'll explain all that in the story I'm working on. I hope to have it posted within the next few days. But it is something I hope you guys will like it and watch it. And one other thing I'll be coming out with is the full winter outlook. The one I just did back in October was the fall and early winter outlook. Now I'm fixing to do a full winter outlook. And boy, do I have some stuff to tell you guys. I have not changed my thoughts on the type of winter we're going to have. In fact, the new data I've seen has just reinforced what I was already thinking, and that is the snow cover. You got to have snow cover in the United States to get that cold Arctic air, to keep it cold as it gets down here. And hopefully, if you're a snow lover, it'll make it where you'll get more snow. But anyway, we're at a 20-year high on snowpack across the United States. Excuse me. And last year, it was like I think it was 3% snow cover. This year, we're at 17%. That's a big difference. And that was one of the things that was missing last year. And then when I did the early winter outlook, I didn't have that information. So I was kind of taking a guess at it, but it looks like that I'm headed in the right direction. So I still stand by all of the information I gave you in that early winter outlook. I think that we will have a serious winter, and I think it's going to it'll get going really strong in December. And I still stick by my thoughts that maybe mid-December we might see our first measurable snow, being an inch or so. But we'll see. There's some storms coming here in November, and we're going to have to watch out for. As I said before, we're up and down. Our temperatures will get cold for a while, then we have a little moderate warm up. Not much. It's just it's certainly not going to get hot. But when you get up to 70 now, compared to what we have had, that's pretty warm to me, to be honest with you. So
Yep.
It shows you get used to it. But we might get up to 70 this week, and then we'll go back down into the 50s and maybe 60s as we go into the weekend. And there's still other shots coming out. I do think that before Thanksgiving, we will get a big storm because there are signs another big cold shot of air is going to get in here, and it looks like it might be Arctic air. And that would be courtesy of the polar vortex. Now, you got to remember, what we just had was a partial of the polar vortex. It's just now getting formed up good. It hasn't completely got to its full strength, and it's not fully mature yet, but it is close. And each day that goes by, the air in the polar vortex continues to get colder and colder. And then at some point, we'll get a sudden stratospheric warming event, and then that will release the Arctic air from the polar vortex, and then 10 days later, we can expect it in our area. So the storm that we may get would be one that would bring severe weather on the front side and maybe some snow on the back side. I've seen that happen in falls past, and this is a little different fall than we've had the last 2 or 3 years because we're no longer in a La Nina, we're in an El Nino, and it is a Modokai El Nino, meaning that the Modokai El Nino means it's formed back further to the west and more in the central Pacific instead of the eastern Pacific. And that makes a difference on the type of weather pattern we get in our area. It's a long, complicated thing, but I'll explain all that in the new full winter outlook that's going to be coming up soon. So anyway, guys, I did want to talk to you all, show you everything that's going on. if there are any questions, I'll entertain those. If you want to send me a question on chat, I'll be glad to try to answer those questions. In the meantime, I got pumpkin seeds I'm trying to harvest. And hi, Darlene. She says, hi, David. And Sandy Christian says, thank you, Amy. So she got your message. And anyway, don't forget, if you got those pumpkins left over from Thanksgiving that you didn't mess up, open them up, get the seeds out, wash them off, and then dry them. And then put them on a sheet of a cookie sheet or something, spread them out, and let's see here. Okay, thank you, Don. I appreciate that. I'll share it with them here in just a second. Anyway, toast them. I like to flavor them with either, you can either put olive oil and salt on them, or I like to put some teriyaki sauce on them and toast them up. And oh my goodness, they are so good. So anyway, the place in California where the Monarchs go is the Butterfly Capital USA. It's called Pacific Grove, California. And that's where the Western Monarch goes to winter. And they do actually have places where you can go and see those. It might be very interesting. Dan Wood says, New Madrid, wants to know about that. Well, yeah, you know, the New Madrid is a concern. It's a concern of all of us that live in this area, and especially if you live back further to the west along the Mississippi River. The New Madrid Fault is prone to earthquakes, and I think in the last 6 months there have been several hundred earthquakes along the New Madrid Fault. Now, the reason you don't hear a lot about them because most of them are small earthquakes. They're usually about 1 to 2.0 magnitude earthquakes, and so they're you can feel them if you're nearby, but they don't have a long-lasting effect. Now, recently, though, they've been getting earthquakes of 3.0. I wonder if I could find that website and show that to you. I got my engineer right here. Shane, can you see if you can find the Folkworm earthquake? We had it up here, I think, a couple of weeks ago. And so we're busy looking at that. Hold on a minute, right there. No, go back. Just a minute, folks. I'll get that up for you right here. Okay, let's zoom into this area of the New Madrid. And let's bring it over here. How do we take it over here now? Well, hang on. We're working on it. Don't give up, folks. We're getting there. Okay, there you go. Now, let me get back in here, and I'm going to zoom in this. This is the earthquake map that is put out. You see how these little yellow dots on here? Those are earthquakes. And let's see if I can see. Since May 7th of this year, 677 earthquakes along this fault. You see all these dots? These are all little earthquakes that have been detected. And this is a big uptick as opposed to, say, I don't know, 20, 30 years ago. Let's see, here's one. And you can click on the dot here if I can get, there we go. And this says that that one right there was a 2.4 earthquake in the magnitude. I wish I could zoom that up a little closer, but I think even if I did that, it's going to increase the writing there. But that's all right. It just gives you an idea. And then when we go down, I think down Ridgely, around Ridgely, Tennessee, you'll find some even bigger earthquakes that have occurred. Let's see what this one looks like here. That's a 2.6, and the one right next to it is 2.8. Those happened back in June. And then here's one's a 2 point. Here's a bigger one. This one occurred, it's a 3.3, and this occurred just last month, about October 21st. So it does look like that they seem to be on the uptick. So what does that mean? it really don't mean anything for sure. It just means that there's an uptick in little earthquakes. A lot of people say, well, those little ones help relieve the pressure. That's not exactly true because the New Madrid is not a regular fault line. It's a weakness in the Earth's crust. So in this case, the number of earthquakes relieving pressure doesn't really apply. It means that there's just disturbance in the Earth's crust, and the big earthquake comes whenever it finally breaks loose, and you can get a major earthquake. I think the last one was in 1968. It was I want to think it was a 5.6 down around Memphis, and it did a lot of damage. But the really big ones back in 1811, 1812 were 7.5, if I remember. And of course, a lot of people perished in that. Well, we don't know exactly how many because it was very sparsely populated, but they think that whole Native American villages were swallowed up. And that's also when Reelfoot Lake was formed. That's this lake right here. This is Reelfoot Lake. And when this land here sank, the Mississippi River actually ran backwards, filling in that lake. And so up in here, the Mississippi River ran backwards to fill this in. So that just goes to show you, this is something that you need to be aware of if you live in this area. Here's one right here. Let's see, this was a 2.5. That was back in July. So yeah, it's something to be aware of. Do you want to get panicky? No, but you do need to prepare. You should have a preparation kit worked up so that if you have a problem and this earthquake does happen, you'll be prepared to be able to handle it. And let's just hope it doesn't happen in our lifetime. I hope it never happens. But, it could be tomorrow. It could be 50 years from now. You just don't know. So always be prepared. And hopefully I've answered your question there, Dane Woods. So if you have any other questions, keep up the work and let me know. If anyone else has any questions, feel free to holler at me. In the meantime, I'm going to go back over to, let's see here. I think I want to look at weather cam here real quick. Wrong one. Doggone it. Let's try that. Hit the wrong button. Let's try this. Now I got it. Okay, this is out on the bypass. It's down near, that's Huck's on the south bypass. I think this is from on top of Heritage Bank there. And you'll see the bypass and Lafayette Road. And it gives you an idea of the weather here. A little light breeze going, but still a gorgeous day out there. And then let's move over to, I think the elevator cam was kind of cattywampus. I don't see much going on there, but other than
They're watching their office.
There you go. That's right. And then here we are back at Katie's. Still a beautiful, beautiful day out there. Nothing has changed. And I'm going to come back over to us. I have to make sure I hit the right buttons here. Okay, here we go. So anyway, guys, this is an idea of what it looks like. Still nothing out of the ordinary. Dane Wood says thank you. And so hopefully I answered all of his questions. And guys, I think we're about to finish up what we're doing. If you have any final questions, let me know. And I'm going to just kind of beat around the bush for a minute. Wonder where that phrase came from, beating around the bush. Anyway. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I'm sorry it's been a while. We just haven't had any weather to cause us to have to come on here and do a live. So I do this live every now and then just to make sure you guys are still with me. I really appreciate
and update everybody on what's coming up for the next week or so.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's right. Mark, you got anything you want to add?
No, everybody get out and enjoy this gorgeous Saturday. That's what I plan to do. My lovely bride and I are going to go run around a little bit and maybe go out to dinner this evening. So,
ooh, that sounds nice. Y'all going to take me? He lost my connection. You can't hear me now. Never mind.
What? What? Didn't hear you.
Anyway, Shelly Worman says, nice to see y'all. It's good to see you too, Shelly, and everybody. I really thank you so much for everything, and we're going to get ready to get on off of here. I'm going to try to close my mic and hit everything at the right time here.
You're welcome, everyone. Hope you all have a great week, and we'll talk to you next time.